Okay, so I'm on a roll and I decided I would make some cheese. So I have this already in the refrigerator, a cup of soaked cashews. You only need to soak these for a couple of hours for them to become food. But I like to soak them overnight if I want to make cheese or something that's really going to be smooth. What I mean by soaking them in becoming food is when you soak seeds or nuts. They're actually a seed or a nut before you soak them. When you soak them, it turns on that that life force in them that says, now grow, you're a plant. And it releases its enzymes and it becomes food. Much easier for us to digest. So a little tip on that. A cup of soaked cashews. Some nutritional Celtic sea salt. Juice of 1 to 1/2 lemon, depending on how much you like the flavor. You don't really want to taste lemon here. This is helping the cheese flavor come out. So it all depends on how plump and ripe the lemon is, because this lemon has a lot of juice and I don't want to juice the whole thing in there. So then I'm going to put about a teaspoon per cup of cashews of nutritional yeast, and this gives it the creamy, buttery, cheesy flavor that we're looking for. This is not necessary, but I like to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of microbiotics in there because this mimics real milk cheese, and these microbiotics are things it's bacteria that's friendly to your insides, and so they're really good to have on occasion. And if you're trying to stay away from dairy, this is a way to have it without having to eat yogurt or anything like that. You can put pepper in this. I would suggest white pepper because that's peppercorns that actually were allowed to mature on the tree. Black peppercorns actually are unripened peppercorns, and so they're hard to digest. Now, depending on how much water you put in there, on how creamy you want it to be, you can get it super creamy and really wet, kind of like the consistency of sour cream or cream cheese, or in between that. If you don't want it to get that wet, don't put that much water in there. Okay, let's see what we got. So look at how creamy that is. Doesn't that look fantastic? Ooh. It is a little wet though. At this point, you can cut up and mince some onion, some garlic, and put it in there. Basil, chives, herbs of your choice, and mix it up and see what we come up with. You can put this in the blender when you're blending it up, but then it makes the cheese green. So I like to see pieces of herb as opposed to green cheese. So I'm going to cut mine up. Be right back. Okay, I've minced some garlic and chiffonade some basil and minced up some chives. I didn't put any onion in this time. Maybe next time. I'm also going to put a little more Celtic salt in this mixture because I've just added more ingredients, and that's another layer that you want to bring the flavors out for. And when you're using this Celtic sea salt with all those minerals in it, you really can't go wrong. So if you want this, see, if you can see, that's nice. It's still a nice white color, but it's got, you can see those herbs in there. It looks good. So if you want to firm this cheese up, and I do want to firm some of it up, I got myself a little strainer here, got some cheesecloth over it, and a bowl to catch any of the liquids. Whey, I guess, is what you would call that. We're wanting to put something heavy in here to weigh this cheese down a bit. And what's that's going to do is it's going to help to excrete its water. And myself, I'll put this in my pantry for about 24 to 48 hours. With the microbiotics in there, they have a chance to grow, and you really, there's just a little bit more robust flavor. That's for me. You can just put this in the refrigerator and it will taste wonderful as is, and the liquid will still escape from it. I just don't always go with the FDA's approval and do things outside the box, but I don't want to recommend that anybody else do that. If you do, you're doing it at your own risk. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the pantry, and have a good night.